Erik Darling here with Darling Data, and we have a very exciting video for you today here from Darling Data Enterprises. This is all about why do I have multiple plans for triggers, and there are probably some other external reasons why you might see multiple plans for the same trigger. For example, if you have the same trigger across multiple databases and you look at the plan cache and you don't take the database context into account, you might see multiple things in there. But this is a much more interesting internal reason for why you might have multiple plans for your trigger. Before we get into all that, man, I love you all so much for the support that you give this channel. And if you want to be included in the people who I love for giving support to this channel, you can do a couple things. You can sign up for a membership. And if you do that using the link down in the video description for as few as $4 a month, or we'll call that one espresso buck, you can support the content that I create on this channel. If you have spent all your money on caffeinated beverages or other assorted methamphetamines or uppers or I don't know, whatever you're into, poppers maybe, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. And if you want to ask a question privately that I will answer publicly during my office hours videos, that link right there by my very fancy extended pinky is down also in the video description. Slide, please. If you need help with your SQL Server beyond the scope of what a simple question or a YouTube video or a blog post or anything else can help, and you're in the market for a young, handsome consultant with reasonable rates, I am the best in the world at all of these things. That's a short list of all the things in the world I am the best at, but this covers most of the ground with SQL Server. There are several other things not SQL Server related in the world that I am best at, and such as picking the bottle of wine from the wine list that the restaurant has run out of. I am tops at that. Cannot be beat. I am undefeated at that. Indefeatable. Invictus or something. If you would like to get some training on SQL Server performance tuning and you don't feel like spending hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars a year for a subscription or whatever, you can get all of mine for about $150, and you can get that for the rest of your life. There's about 24 hours of it, and the fully assembled method for retrieving this wonderful deal is also down in the video description yonder over there. SQL Saturday, New York City, 2025 on MAY, that is May the 10th at the Microsoft offices in Times Square. I will be there in various capacities doing things. I don't know. I'll probably even be wearing the same outfit, so I will be highly recognizable to you, the general public. But with that out of the way, slide please, let's talk about why triggers might have multiple plans. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I need some helper objects, like some tables, and just to make life easy, I'm just going to have just a couple rows, trigger test, trigger audit. We're just going to pretend this is an audit table that captures stuff about what got put into the test table. Then we're going to have a trigger, and it's going to be an after insert trigger, like so. Right? And we are going to just insert whatever stuff from the inserted virtual table exists into the audit table, right? So very simple thing there. Nothing, I hope, too out of the ordinary. We should make sure that we do this correctly, though. We should do create or alter. And I am recording another video here using the SSMS 21 preview with dark mode in there. If there's any feedback on my use of dark mode or my use of SSMS 21, please let me know, because I want to make sure that I'm making the best possible videos. I know some folks out in the world dislike dark mode, other people love it. So I don't know, just kind of tell me how you're feeling about it. That would be wonderful. So to round out this demo here, we're going to clear out the procedure cache. And I'm going to pause now to tell you that SQL Server caches plans for triggers in two different ways internally, like a plan caching mechanism. There is a trigger that a plan for your triggers that will be for a single row. And then there will be a plan for your triggers when there are multiple rows in the inserted or deleted virtual table. So that's what we're going to look at here, and that's what I'm going to show you with my fancy query down below. Now, right now, of course, there should be nothing in the plan cache since I just cleared it. It will tell us about that. And in between recordings, I managed to remember to increase the size of my grid text. So now we don't have to go blind together staring at that. But what we're going to do now is insert a single row into our table. And now let's interrogate the plan cache. And we will see that we have a plan cached for a single row in there, right? Which is exactly what we did. Now, if we insert multiple rows into our trigger test, we are going to have a second execution plan added that is a multi-row, right? So here we go. We have the one use count for our trigger object type and the set options. If you do some fancy, I forget what this is called, bitwise something maybe, I forget. But if you do this and 24 for the set options attribute and DM exec plan attributes, you can decode between one row and multi-row trigger plans. So if we look at the first plan that we cached and we look at the inserted plan, we will see that the number of rows in that is all estimated at 1. And if we should probably close that out. See, this is the one thing that I dislike about the dark mode is like not everything is dark mode yet. So when you do things like open up query plans, it's like you like go blind. It's like in Big Trouble in Little China when David Lopan does the eye light thing at Kurt Russell, Jack, whatever his name is in that. And I don't know if I clicked on the right one there. Let's go back and try that again. Let's make sure. I did. All right. So if we now click on the execution plan for the multi-row trigger, and we look at this, we will see that these have changed, right? Or rather, these are just different in this plan. These numbers have changed between the single row plan and the multi-row plan. Obviously now we have 3 rows instead of 1. So if you are looking at your plan cache and you are puzzling as to why you have multiple plans for some of your triggers in there, the answer could be as simple as you are storing a plan for the execution of the trigger for a single row, and you are also storing a plan for the execution of the trigger when it processes multiple rows. Perhaps not the most interesting, perhaps not the most titillating, psychologically traumatizing SQL Server content that I've ever produced, but it is a useful bit of SQL Server knowledge and trivia nonetheless. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna can this one here. We're gonna talk about some other stuff coming up in other videos. We'll probably continue on with the store procedure series because I owe you a few things. I owe you a few videos remaining on that. I believe we have 4 or 5 left to cover, so we'll get those done, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see what happens next. The world is our SQL oyster, or something like that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you learned something, and I will see you over in the next video. Goodbye.